If you were asked to describe yourself, what would you say? What is it that makes you unique and different from everybody else? You probably know that some of your differences are down to your DNA or genetic code. But how? How does the DNA make you you? Many different chemicals were needed to make you. Lots of the important chemicals in your body are proteins, and proteins are connected to DNA. In this video, we'll be explaining how DNA codes for proteins and how this makes you, you. The video is broken up into 4 chapters. Feel free to jump ahead if there's some sections you feel very confident with. At the end, I've put together some exam type questions so you can check how well you've understood the topic. So let's get started. If you're new here, welcome to BioSmash. I'm Jo, I'm a science teacher. I'll help you smash biology revision. In this section, we'll look at some examples of proteins so you can give them in your exam. Collagen protein helps blood to clot. It's also found in the walls of the blood vessels, which are the tubes that carry blood around your body, like your arteries. Collagen protein also helps us to move. Collagen protein strengthens tendons and ligaments. You also need chemicals to help your body break down food and use the ingredients within it. Enzymes break down molecules in our food. Enzymes are made of protein. For example, enzymes break down carbohydrates in bread into sugars. Once this has happened, the small molecules like sugars enter the bloodstream. Your body makes hormones which controls the levels of these molecules in your blood. For example, insulin hormone controls your blood sugar levels. Insulin hormone is another example of a protein. Hopefully you're starting to see that proteins are really important to your body. Your body needs to make lots of them. In this next section, we'll start to look at how the DNA code works. Now, proteins are made of little building blocks called amino acids, and there are 20 different amino acids found in humans. And you can make different proteins by putting these amino acids in different orders. So, if you want to make insulin hormone, which is one protein, you might put the amino acids in this order. But if you want to make an antibody protein, you might put the amino acids in this order. The instructions for building proteins are found in our genes. Each gene is the code or recipe for making one protein that the body needs. Each gene tells us the order that the amino acids need to be placed in order to build that particular protein. If you've watched my previous video on genes, you'll know that they're carried on our DNA. For this reason, we call DNA our genetic code. Let's zoom in on a section of DNA. Can you see that it looks like a ladder and the rungs of the ladder are made up of 4 letters? We call these letters bases. DNA contains 4 bases: G, C, A, and T. The order of these letters is really important. Just like when you're spelling a word, you need to write the letters in the correct order in order for the word to make sense. If you're uncertain about the structure of DNA, you might want to check out this video linked below. The gene or genetic code is read 3 letters at a time, so it's like a recipe that's made up of 3-letter words. Each 3-letter word is the code for one particular amino acid, so you can see here some examples. If we decode the genetic code, we can see that it contains thousands of different recipes. Each recipe is one gene, and each of these genes is the code or recipe for making one particular protein. For the rest of the video, we'll look at how your body starts with a molecule of DNA and uses it to build a molecule of protein. Give this video a thumbs up if you're starting to understand this topic better. Building proteins is actually a 2-step process. The first stage is transcription, and the second stage is called translation. Now we'll look at the first stage in building a protein, which is when DNA is used to build RNA. So you probably already know that DNA is found in the nucleus of cells. You can think of the nucleus as a hollow ball. And if you look inside the nucleus, you will see the DNA molecules. DNA contains a code, so the cell needs something that can read that code. Reading the code is the job of the ribosomes. The ribosome reads the code and uses it to build proteins. If you want to learn more about ribosomes, you can check out this video, which is linked below. But for now, you just need to know that ribosomes look something like this, and they can be found inside the cytoplasm of the cell. As you know, the DNA code is stored in the nucleus of the cell, so somehow that code needs to get to the ribosome in the cytoplasm. However, the DNA molecules are not allowed to leave the nucleus. It may help to think of the nucleus as a library with very strict rules. The library is full of books, and each book is one gene. You can look at the books, but you can't take them out of the library. If you want to use an instruction or recipe inside the book, you will need to make a copy of that instruction. This copying out process is called transcription. And in the same way, if the cell wants to use one of the genes, it has to copy that section of the DNA. So here is a copy of our section of DNA. And that copy is made of a molecule called RNA. RNA is also made up of 4 letters, but it is a single-stranded molecule, whereas DNA, as you can see, has got 2 strands. You may have noticed that the RNA contains U's instead of T's. Don't worry about that at this point. There is a more detailed description of the differences between DNA and RNA in this video, linked below. Let's look at how this process of transcription happens. Firstly, the 2 strands of DNA separate so that the bases are exposed. RNA bases can then pair up with the DNA bases to make an RNA molecule. Afterwards, the DNA closes back up again and the RNA molecule is ready to go to the ribosomes. We call this RNA copy mRNA, which stands for messenger RNA. I really hope you're finding this video helpful. If you are, then please do click subscribe. It will help you to find my other videos. It's time to look at the second step in building a protein, which is when RNA is used to build the protein. So our cell has copied the section of DNA that the cell needs. It's copied the gene and the copy is on RNA. The RNA copy is currently trapped inside the nucleus, but the nucleus contains little holes called nuclear pores. And the RNA copies of the gene can leave the nucleus through these nuclear pores. This means that our RNA copy of our gene is now inside the cytoplasm, which is the same place as the ribosomes. So the ribosome will come and attach to the RNA molecule so that it can read the code. Our ribosome needs to take the RNA code and use it to build a protein that the body needs. So the ribosome positions itself so that it covers 2 of these 3-letter words. And it starts by reading the first one, which as you can see is CAC. So CAC is the code for the green amino acid. So the ribosome reads the RNA and adds the green amino acid. The next 3-letter word is GAC. And GAC is the code for the yellow amino acid. So the ribosome joins the green amino acid to the yellow amino acid. The ribosome then shifts along the RNA so that it can read the next 3-letter code. And then it adds the responding amino acid to the chain. The ribosome continues to move along the RNA until it gets to the end and adds the final amino acid. The chain of amino acids that's been made can now fold up to make the 3D protein. The RNA diffuses away to another part of the cytoplasm. The RNA is still in the cytoplasm, meaning that a new ribosome can come along and start the process all over again. Well done for making it to this point in the video. Now there's some questions so you can test yourself and see how much you've remembered and understood. I'll show you 4 statements. For each one, you need to decide if it's true or false. Number 1. DNA contains 4 bases, C, G, A and U. Number 2. Genes control the order of amino acids in a protein. Is that true or false? Number 3. Ribosomes attach to a DNA molecule. And number 4. RNA can be found in the nucleus. So for each one, you need to decide if it's true or false. I'm about to tell you the answer, so if you need a little bit more time, pause the video now. Our first statement is false because DNA contains 4 bases, C, G, A and T. Our second statement is true. Genes do control the order of amino acids in a protein. Number 3 is false. Ribosomes don't attach to a DNA molecule, they attach to an RNA molecule. And number 4 is also true. RNA can be found in the nucleus because it's produced in the nucleus by copying the DNA and then it moves into the cytoplasm, so it can be found in the cytoplasm too. Well done for reaching the end of the video. Don't worry if you can't remember it all the first time, just watch it again until you know all of the key ideas. And if you feel you've got the hang of this, then why not check out this video next? I hope to see you again soon.